Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Valheim series. Today we've got a little bit of a base update as well as returning to Ashlands to get us some more action and some more resources. Before we begin, I am aware there's no actual audio track under this part of it. I somehow accidentally turned off the sound part of the game capture. Don't worry, you aren't missing any particularly pleasant noises coming from that new extension that I've put on. I have been struggling to get enough of the Askven bits, and so we've gone up into the chicken coop here, and voila, we have some domesticated Askvens up here. You might think, how the hell did I get Askven up here? Well, with the couple that I tamed actually in the Ashlands, if you are paying very close attention, you'll find periodically they will lay an egg. Well, you can pick up the eggs just like you can with the chickens. And I brought two of them back here. I set up this, auto farm. There's a much bigger space down the bottom because Askvens, they're like 3 meters by 3 meters, so they're quite big critters. So we needed a lot more room. As you can see, there's lots of fires around. The eggs get laid up above. They drop the 9 or 10 meters to put them out of the mob cap for upstairs. And so consequently, just like with the chickens, you will get a streaming supply of eggs whenever I feed the Askvens upstairs. And the eggs fall down here and they are already warm and they hatch into the little hatchlings. The hatchlings grow up, and that's what the pufferfish are for on the wall. That said, though, Askvens have a ton of health, so the pufferfishes do kill them. It just takes a really long time. So, as you can see there, this is the gigantic improvement that I've added to the side of my base to cater for the taming of the Askven and the farming of their drops. Stay tuned. I'll put an update in a future episode about how that's going. But for now, we're just going to let it run its course. And we're going to get ourselves some extra meat, some extra hides, and some Askven bladders, which we haven't really had a use for at this stage, but they will become important in a future episode. So now we've had our little base tour. We're going to get ourselves ready to head back into the Ashlands. We are topping up on, foods and whatnot. Now, the foods I have there are just my, I guess you could say, runaround foods. They're kind of leftover foods from when I first came to Ashlands. Now, we have lots of new foods. So the Ida foods, we have 3 very good Ida foods available to us now. And we also have a much better supply of the top 2 foods that we want in Ashlands, which is going to massively improve our survivability. Is it going to make us indestructible? Spoiler alert, yeah, no, it doesn't. But it does make us a lot more tanky and a lot more survivable, so it's still worth doing. And we've got some better stamina food there as well. So we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to ditch our feather cape and we're going to head out into the Ashlands. So strap yourself in, put on your, fireproof gear. Welcome back the audio track, and let's get this party on the road. And here we are back in Ashlands. I had to put some extra walls in here to try and restrict their movement. They're hyperactive. They go everywhere. So to get them consistently, laying a few eggs and breeding, I had to limit the amount of space they had available to move around. So, as you can see back there was an egg on the ground, so we're still getting Aspen from that supply. We will be using those Aspen as mounts at some stage, but we need a lot more Flametal before we're in a position to be able to make the saddle. Now, it has been a hot minute since I was out here actively clearing mobs, so I dare say a fair bit of what we're going to face today is just respawns of stuff I've already killed before. It's just inevitable that this sort of happens when you're away from Ashlands for a while. Now, it is worth noting that this session was done just after the patch went live. So, the amount of mobs that you're seeing and all of the other changes are as at the update that occurred earlier in the week. So I'll let you decide, how much the spawn rate has been nerfed. I think it was a little bit better. Like, I was seeing a little bit more of a gap between fights. And is it still relentless? Oh yeah, you better believe it. Now, this is a pretty full-on amount of action that I had when I had this session, and I've ended up having to split this into 2 episodes, even though it was only about an hour and a half of recording. So, there'll be a few jump cuts, there'll be, all the usual action, all the usual intrigue, and all the usual smashing of pillars. But the episode itself, rather than do another long episode, I've split it into 2, 20 to 25 minute episodes each. So stay tuned for the follow-up one when it comes out next release date. In the meantime, I'm going to stop waffling, and we are going to enjoy more action in the Ashlands. Oh yeah, how's that for reflexes? I managed to block arrows in between picking up vulture eggs. Oh yeah. No, I was actually really rested and really switched on when I was doing this episode. It actually felt really good for a change. This episode and next, we did have a ongoing mission to locate another fortress. I'll let you know how that works out at the end, or at least you'll work that out yourself. We did find something else of interest, which I hinted at in the thumbnail, so stay tuned for that one. As I'm putting this together, the previous episodes where I was messing with the brightness levels, they actually haven't gone live yet, so bear that in mind. But how is my adjustments been going? Are we finding it easier to, see what's going on? I know it does blow things out a little bit and it makes the icons look a bit funky, but Ashlands at night is so dark. I've got to make a very, very chunky adjustment to the exposure levels and a few other things to try and make it clearer without making it look too stupid. So yeah, leave some feedback down below if you think it's been going alright. Yeah, I may have failed the first rule of Ashlands, which is to always know what's behind you. But luckily we got out of that one. Yep, I'm choosing to embrace a bit of Brave Sir Robin here and open up a bit of a lead to spread all of the critters out. Yes, I do have bone mass running, but I've already just chugged a pot and my health was not looking that spectacular, so I needed some time to let my health recover a bit and to space the mobs out a little bit to, yeah, try and minimise how much damage I was taking all at the same time. And relax. Yeah. Some of the fights can just, you know, you think you're almost done, and then you're not, and then you almost are, and then you're not, and then, you know, you turn around and there's like nobody near you, and you just think, oh, is that 10 minutes that's elapsed? Yeah, Ashlands, I'm going to say it, Ashlands is exhausting. It's not like when you first start exploring, you know, the Black Forest or the plains or whatever, where you can cover a decent amount of ground and only have to deal with, you know, a mosquito or, you know, 2 or 3 grey dwarves or, you know, things like that. You know, obviously there's big terrors around, but you can usually avoid them if you're, you know, not in a position to fight them. Or at worst, you aggro one of them and you got to run half the zone to, you know, get away from them. In Ashlands, that's not really, you know, that's not really an option. If you want to be sneaking around everywhere and trying to avoid fights, I reckon that's just going to dig you an even bigger hole, because if you need to run away, running through an area that you've already cleared is far less dangerous than running back through stuff that you've only just had to sneak around. But anyway, that's me. Now, that pillar is it works a bit like the abyssal turtle things out in the sea, except instead of getting chitin from it, you actually get flametal. But as you mine it, there is a cumulative chance, I believe it's cumulative, chance that it will sink through your mining activity. So given it's not sinking into the ocean, it's sinking into lava, that becomes a much higher consideration for your safety. Now, I'm not going to be mining it in this episode or the next, because this was all done as part of one session, and it's going to take a little bit of prep work to be ready to mine one of those, but rest assured, I will be trying to get that done as soon as I can, and I will record it for you guys so you can see how it all works. More particularly, I'm a bit curious as to how it all works since they implemented the changes, so yep, stay tuned for that one. Morgans, you can't go anywhere without them sticking their ugly head in. And that is a lot to have on my plate without an available bone mass. So, yep, you better believe we're making a strategic withdrawal from that encounter. Yep. Just like in Zombieland, in Ashlands, cardio is very important. Never forget your cardio. Yeah, this plan didn't quite go as well as I thought. Because you can set Morgans on fire with magic and whatnot. But apparently regular lava doesn't seem to affect them, which was probably something I should have remembered, but, you know, don't get old. Yeah, I'm not convinced taking this Morgan on was such a great idea, but given I'm kind of not timing my blocks very well, but anyway, he's nearly dead. And we are nearly at the end of this episode. This is about where I need to break it, and we'll pick up where we left off in the following episode. So I hope you've enjoyed what you're watching. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a fantastic day.